Okay, so what is a smartwatch? That is going to be a difficult question to answer just because I feel like a smartwatch can mean different things to different people. Just because a watch has smartwatch capabilities doesn't necessarily give it the title of a smartwatch, especially when there are tons of watches out there. Something as simple as a fossil that's going to give you heart rate functionality and a little window that's just going to show you the icon of whatever app you have a notification from. So when it comes to really deciding what defines a smartwatch, it can be a little bit more difficult because to some people that doesn't have enough smart features to really count as a smartwatch. So really depending on the smart features that a smartwatch has or has the compatibility for, you can really turn that dial as low as you want or as high as you want. For example, the first step of a smartwatch is going to be something like a fossil that's going to be like a regular classic watch and still give you that notification icon as well as simple heart rate tracking. But aside from that, the next step in the dial is going to be going for something more fitness focused, something like a Fitbit, a Garmin, Polar watches, TicWatch, all of these other watches, which are mainly going to be mostly compatible with Android. They're going to be the next step kind of in that dial of smartwatch features. These watches will offer some smartwatch features, with some being more on the premium end, like the Epix and Epix Pro, which I do have the regular Epix Gen 2, the Venue 3 from Garmin. Fitbit has the Fitbit Versa. All of these give you kind of all the fitness tracking capabilities that you would want, while at the same time allowing you to see notifications, allowing you to reply back to the notifications, and sometimes even showing you the pictures that are kind of embedded within a notification. And all of those features are great if you kind of lead a fitness first lifestyle. You kind of like going out in the mountains. You like the battery life because sometimes you go camping for multiple days, and all of that is great for that. But honestly, it really lacks in the smartwatch features, which is why there's that third step. And I think this is the highest tier of a smartwatch, which is going with a first party smartwatch. And for this, you have the Apple Watch, the Samsung Galaxy Watch, and the Pixel Watch. All of these are first-party smartwatches to their respective brands, and they honestly work really great. You get the AMOLED screen, you get third-party app support, you get the pay, you get the maps. You really get kind of an all-engulfing kind of best smartwatch tech out there. But unfortunately, all of this does come with a trade-off. If you're someone that hasn't really gotten into the fitness focused smartwatches, something like a Garmin, something like a Fitbit, you won't really know what you're missing out because you've always been in a smartwatch world where you're always getting kind of that same iteration, whether you're jumping from a Galaxy Watch to an Apple Watch to a Pixel Watch. All of those are relatively the same watch, just with different brands. So you won't really know what you're missing. But to me, the biggest trade-off when you go for a smartwatch rather than going for a Garmin is going to be that battery life. Now, I've had the Garmin Epix Gen 2 for about 3 weeks now, and get this, in those 3 weeks, I've charged it only a total of 4 times. And that is correct. 4 times has gotten me through 3 weeks of usage. And that is because I've been regularly getting 6 days of battery life, sometimes bleeding into that 7th day. So honestly, if I wanted to, I could take it to 7 days of battery life. And that's having all the features turned on, all the fitness features, the sleep score, the endurance score, always on display, all the notifications, really everything on this Garmin, and I'm still able to kind of push it to 7 days of battery life. And again, because Garmin is a fitness first smartwatch, I still can use all those other features. I still get the HRV status, I get the sleep score, the endurance score, but the biggest feature of them all that I really wish was included or came with all the first party smartwatches is going to be the morning report. And as you guys can see, what Garmin does really well is kind of giving you a whole bunch of different metrics: endurance score, sleep score, hill score. All of these scores are really working to kind of gamify what a fitness lifestyle is going to be like. You can kind of compete against yourself or compete against friends and really try and reach a better score next time. Now, even though I am not a serious athlete, one thing that I really liked these scores for was for my sleep score. Every morning when I woke up, and really the morning report would show me how well I slept, I was able to look at that score, and the next day I always wanted to push to get a higher score just because I do like that number kind of jumping up as I kind of get better sleep. But unfortunately, when it does come to smartwatch capabilities, Garmin just isn't there. So if I was to give Garmin a score, you guys see what I did there? I would give them a 7 out of 10 in the smartwatch capability score just because they're not really all the way there. But when it does come to all of the fitness metrics, there's nothing that's going to compare to a Garmin or a Fitbit. All of those have great capabilities that give you the recovery score, the training status, all of that. All of those will be miles ahead of something like a first-party smartwatch. But again, companies like Apple and Samsung aren't really focused on selling their smartwatches to an athlete. They're more trying to focus on selling it to people that like the tech lifestyle, which is why I think that for me and any other techies out there like myself, the number one option to go with is going to be with the first party smartwatch. Now, a first party smartwatch is going to be focusing on one thing and one thing only, and that's going to be on staying connected. This is why you're going to see brands like Apple, Samsung, Pixel, Huawei, all of those brands will have a first-party smartwatch that connects directly to the phone because it is supposed to be a companion to your phone. It's almost like having a second phone on your wrist in case you don't want to take out your phone from your pocket, or you want to leave your phone at your desk and you want to go out for a run, go to the gym. You still have a lot of those capabilities on your smartwatch. And you can still use your Apple Watch to track your workout and play music at the same time. And then after you're done going out for a run, if you decide to go to a coffee shop, you can use the maps that is integrated to look up a coffee shop nearby and then use the paying option, Apple, Google, Samsung Pay, to pay for your coffee, and then still use that same watch to call someone if you decide to get picked up rather than kind of jogging back home. Now, do keep in mind that this is going to be mainly a function of a cellular watch, but that's still going to relatively be the same. If you have your phone and you just want to leave it in your backpack, you can still use your watch to play the music, track your workout, use the maps, pay, all of that still. But just whenever you don't have that cellular network, you will need to have your phone as well. Now, do keep in mind that these first-party smartwatches are going to be a smartwatch first and fitness tracker kind of secondary. So all of those kind of training status, the HRV, those are going to come secondary to the smartwatches. And for the most part, they won't have all those same fitness features that you would get from a Garmin or a Fitbit. But even though that's the case right now, that isn't to say that that might not change. If you look at something like watchOS 10 from Apple, they are trying to make an attempt to make it more compatible with something like a Garmin, or more competitive, I meant, with a Garmin, just because you do get power meter support, you get speed and cadence sensor straight on your watch, and you can even use your phone as a bike computer if you're someone that likes to go out cycling. And by having that live event being tracked on your phone and your watch, you can use that as a cycling computer and take it out, which does kind of compete a little bit with a Garmin and Garmin bike computer. So that's kind of something that is kind of unknowing right now to know whether or not these companies are going to be driving more towards the athlete focused smartwatch. As for me, I'm someone that likes staying connected to my device, so I am going to go back to the first party smartwatch route. I'm going with the Galaxy Watch 6 right now to pair it with my Fold 5. And that's going to be kind of the solution to the majority of people, because not everyone is an extreme athlete. A lot of people just want to see their notification on their phone, and they're okay or gotten used to kind of charging your watch every single night, especially with the new chargers that are a little bit faster. You can just throw it on for 20 minutes every night, and then that guarantees that the next day you'll have enough juice to get you through the day. But I am also a huge data person, which is why I really like the Garmin app and kind of how it shows you every single piece of data that you have kind of recorded, whether it's from an exercise or it's a 14-day trending. That is something that I really like from Garmin. So I really hope that companies like Apple and Samsung look more into this and including that in their watches and their health apps respectively as well, so they can kind of get more into the fitness tracker lifestyle as well and not just being a smartwatch. There are a couple features though that I really like from the Garmin Epix Gen 2, and mainly it's going to be the flashlight. There's a quick action button that I can turn on the flashlight, which really helped me, especially at night whenever I needed to use the bathroom. I needed to make sure that I didn't wake my wife up, as well as not stepping on Coco or dog or any of Coco's toys that are all over the bedroom floor. I just wanted to make sure I can make it there safely. So being able to turn this on with a quick action button was a great feature to have. And not only that, but also the red screen. I really like that for whenever, again, at the night when I woke up and I wanted to check the time, I could check it on my watch without flashbanging myself with a super bright screen. So for that reason, the watch that I'm actually going to be switching to, even though I'm using a Galaxy watch right now, is going to be the Apple Watch Ultra. I'm going to try an experiment where I kind of daily drive a Fold 5 as well as kind of daily driving an Apple Watch Ultra, so that I can have the best of both worlds and have the best smartphone in my opinion, as well as the best smartwatch. And I did own the Apple Watch Ultra before, and after using it for 3 months, I didn't really think it got me much of a benefit over the regular Apple Watch. But after using the Garmin Epix, I really liked the larger screen, that quick action button, which the Apple Watch Ultra also has, as well as having that red shift for the middle of the night. So for that reason, I am just going to be taking this commenter's comment and just charge my phone every night so I can stop complaining about the battery life and just get back into that routine of charging my watch every single night. And if you want to watch me fail at daily driving the Fold 5 with an Apple Watch Ultra, make sure you guys get subscribed. Maybe you guys are rooting for me and you guys want to figure out how to do this yourself. Make sure you guys get subscribed as well, because I will be sharing how I made it work or how I failed miserably. Make sure you guys also like this video if you guys enjoyed the content. Thank you guys for watching. Click here to watch another one of my videos, and I will catch you guys in the next one.